Hello, I am Hotdog Salesman and welcome to my review of... fuck it, let's be honest. Full Let's Play followed by a review of Alabama wildfire prevention. Click here to begin, I will. Thank you, Alabama Forestry Commission. Now, a little bit of context. I found this along with two other Alabama wildfire safety CD-ROMs in an office that was being cleared out. They had found a bunch of work. I work at McWane Science Center in Birmingham, Alabama, and they were clearing out the special events office because they're being moved to administration, and they had a bunch of books that they were trying to get rid of, so they put out an all-employee email saying, hey, come take a look. I've noticed that the music doesn't even loop on this fucking screen, and if you're wondering why it runs in a window with a black... I don't know either. Welcome to the fucking 90s to early 2000s, not sure which, be real honest. Let me check the box. This appears to be... I don't even think that... 2003! Welcome to 2003. Yeah, but they, there was a bunch of weird old books in there. There was a book that was actually just a bunch of fucking paper to make airplanes with. There was a book about technology that appeared to be all about ballistas, and there was a book about patents that are really, really stupid or weird. Such as the portable bathtub, which is really just a bag that you stick your head on the outside of and then fill with water. I'm confused about some of the logistics of it, but not relevant. Alabama wildfire prevention.
You probably know that forests need a lot of rain and sunshine to survive. But did you know that most of these ecosystems also depend on fire to survive?
There's no fire
Yes,
yet,
fire. You've seen raging wildfires on television that put people and natural resources in danger. These are bad fires. But there are good fires
These are bad
too.
fires, but
When
there
used
are
as
good
part of a
fires.
good forest management plan, fire can be a useful tool. Now, let's learn more about how fire is created, about good and bad fires, and about how to prevent disastrous wildfires.
Oh, the video is over, so now it just directs me to the next step. Well, I want to see what this is. I think I've just found a... What is this? Online references? Oh god! Well, let's ignore that. Glossary. Arson fire. What happens?
Combustible material.
Oh, there it is.
Any material that can catch on fire and burn.
Alright, this is a useful tool.
Arson fire. A fire set on purpose to harm the land or property of another.
How are there? Smokey the Bear.
Smokey Bear. Smokey, the fire prevention bear, has been our nation's
There
symbol
was
for the
multiple
prevention of
voice actors in
human-caused
this
wildfire since 1944. His message has always been, remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Remember, only you can prevent wildfires. Yeah, I fucking remember. I also remember the... Fucking, what was it called? It was called the lunatic or something. There was some... The firebug. That was what it was. The fucking firebug runs around. It's just a bug that runs around setting fires. Gotta stop him. Alright, maybe. Oh, no. Where are... This is the most confused... We did a thing, and it told us to hit next, and I went to a different place, and now I have no idea where I am. I just would like to go home, please. Intro lesson what? This raccoon is the most horrible thing I've ever seen in my life. But what is fire? Tell me.
Oxygen, heat, and fuel are needed to create fire.
Oh, science.
You can think of each of these as an equal part of a triangle.
Part.
Without any one
Oh,
of these
God.
3 parts of the fire triangle, a fire cannot exist.
Look at them just
A
doing
fire
science
must
in
have
the
oxygen.
background.
For a fire to burn, the air must be at least 16%
Must have
oxygen.
oxygen.
The air we breathe
Oh.
is about 21%
It's like
oxygen.
Proper math. here.
Dirt can smother a fire because the dirt removes oxygen from the fire triangle.
I don't...
Fuel is any material that will burn,
That's a
including
weird way
dead
to
limbs,
explain that.
trees, and most man-made structures. Some
True,
fuels like
all
dead
accurate.
leaves and pine needles are more likely to burn than moist living green plants.
Also
However,
accurate.
some green plants burn too. A fire line can stop a
There's a
fire because it
fast
removes
fucking
fuel
forward
from the
button.
fire triangle. Heat can be supplied by lightning striking a tree or the ground, or by people leaving an outdoor fire unattended. Water cools a fire and removes heat from the fire
No,
triangle,
don't put
putting
wa-
the fire out.
No. But
Remember,
it's dead.
fires can be dangerous. We must practice proper fire safety to prevent wildfires.
I feel like if you're gonna fucking boot up a disc like this in any context, we have passed the fire is dangerous part.
Camping and campfires can be
What?
fun, but they also can be dangerous, especially if they are left burning when campers pack up and go.
Okay, now, is this a game?
Let's put this campfire out before moving on. This is the proper way to put out a fire.
Yes.
First, put water on the fire, then
Water.
dirt, then stir the
Dirt,
area,
then
and then
stir,
apply more dirt.
Then
Now
apply
you try.
more dirt.
Click on the items in the lower left
I'm
corner of the
trying,
screen and drag
but
them
I have
onto
to
the
wait
fire
for
to
you
put it
stop
out.
talking. I'd like to point out that the background is so lazy that they didn't even try to stop it from clipping. It's so clearly just a bunch of MS Paint shapes. Alright, well. Water. Oh, well that's much less. This is extremely low quality. Oh wait, no. Dirt. Stir. And then more dirt.
Good job. The campfire is out and it's
Yay.
safe to move on. Now let's learn about good and
I
bad
have a
fires.
fucking 5-second memory. Yay. Stop, raccoon. Oh, they only had fucking 2 sprites in it. Learning more about the fire. Well, gotta know about the good fires.
We don't usually think of fires as being good.
I
Yes,
beg to
good.
differ.
Here are some ways fire can be
Yes, good.
good. Fire can keep us warm. We can burn wood in a fireplace to keep warm. Gas furnaces burn fuel to keep us warm. And campfires can be used for heat on camping
Oh
trips.
God! Look
Gas
at Marky
stoves
Mark,
and
everybody.
gas grills use good fires to create enough
that
heat
fucking
for
Vanilla
cooking
Ice?
food. Fire that we
That's a
use
hell
for
of a
light is
T-bone
another
steak.
example of a good fire. We use candles for light during power outages and lanterns and campfires when we go camping.
It's the most
A
fucking,
prescribed
like,
fire is also an
bulletless
example of a
robot
good
voice
fire.
thing ever.
Some ecosystems depend on fire to grow and stay healthy. But wildfires are unpredictable, and they can be dangerous to people and damage
that
or destroy
fire
their
is
homes.
wild.
That's why prescribed fires are so important. Prescribed fires or prescribed burns are fires set by foresters or land managers. Unlike wildfires, these professionals can control and closely monitor the effects of prescribed fires.
I don't even know what the fucking
Prescribed
video
fires
this is gonna
help
come out
reduce
is.
fuel
all I
for
know, it could be a fucking
wildfires,
video on my
like dead
desktop.
limbs, dead
I'll
leaves,
be real
and thick
pissed off if
vegetation.
that's the case.
By eliminating these fuels, wildfires have less fuel to burn and are less destructive. Also, by eliminating thick vegetation, plant life
That
does not have a
bald
chance
man,
to grow
that
tall enough to
vegetation's
become
so
a ladder
thick.
fuel. Ladder fuels carry the fire from the
Ladder
ground
fuels.
to the tops of trees,
Oh.
the same way a person would climb a ladder.
So a fancy
Without
way
these
of
ladder
saying
fuels,
that fire
wildfires are
burns
usually
up
less intense
things.
and less destructive. They also help maintain the natural state of
stays on
ecosystems.
top of stuff?
You can see why prescribed burning is beneficial
I'm
to a
little
managed
confused
forest.
as to what that actually was fucking talking about. Alright, well what you got? What's it next in store? Tell me about bad fires.
Bad fires are fires that are harmful to people, homes, forest resources,
Bad fires
wildlife,
are
and
fires
ecosystems.
that are bad.
A wildfire is an example
Bad
of a bad
fires are
fire.
fires that
Some of
have
these are caused by
negative
campfires that are
effects.
left unattended or by the improper burning of leaves, limbs, and other yard debris. Debris
Yard
burning may
debris.
seem like an easy task, but when improperly done, it can cause serious
What a weird
fires.
way to
First,
notate
burn only what
that.
is permitted by law, and keep a proper distance from your home, trees,
Don't
and brush.
burn
Place
heroin.
debris in a metal receptacle. Keep a garden hose handy and stay with the fire until it is dead out. If you are unsure
don't
about the laws
burn.
concerning debris burning, call the state forestry office before starting the fire. Some people even
was gonna say, like
intentionally
a-
set
like a
wildfires, which
gay
is against the
marriage
law.
license, but I don't
Firefighters
actually
call
remember
this
whether or
crime
not it's
arson.
legal in Alabama.
Arson is a serious
I think it
crime,
is.
and arsonists often pay
But we
heavy
just-
fines and
no,
serve
no,
jail
now I
time.
remember. It is legal
Let's take a
in
closer
Alabama,
look
but
at
we
how the
have a bunch
Forestry
of
Commission
fucking,
deals with wildfire prevention and
court
suppression.
districts where they just refuse to issue the licenses. Alabama, we're barely a functioning part of this country.
This is an
Oh,
office
yeah,
operated by the
that's great.
Alabama
Is that a
Forestry
gun?
Commission. It's
Or
the
is it a
place where
microphone?
foresters and
It
forest
looks like
rangers
a
make
gun.
plans for managing forests,
Why is he
prescribed
looking at
burning,
me like this
and
with
fighting
these titty
wildfires.
eyes?
Firefighting equipment and forestry
He
tools are
doesn't
also
even look
kept
like
here.
interested. It's just fucking like he's just reverse Blair Witching.
You're now in the cockpit
Wow.
of a plane flying over the forest.
What?
From here you can learn more about how to prevent disastrous wildfires. Click and drag on the steering wheels to turn the plane in the direction you want to go.
Let's go to the prescribed
This is a
burn.
prescribed
Oh.
fire. Prescribed fires reduce the amount of fuel
Well, this
in an
is
ecosystem.
so much less
That means
interesting than I
wildfires
thought
will
it
have
was
less
gonna be.
fuel to burn and they'll be less destructive.
It got real cool for a
Because
hot
forest
second,
rangers
and now
cannot
we're
control
just
all
back in the
wildfires as
fucking-
quickly as they would like, they may use prescribed fires as a tool to help reduce the destructive power of wildfires. Prescribed fires are planned for areas where they can be
Take two
conducted
and call me
without
in the morning,
endangering
says the
people
fire
and their
doctor.
property. Sometimes the smoke from a prescribed fire can be a temporary inconvenience to people who live in or near
Man,
forests.
this is like
But foresters notify
comedy
people in
gold.
these
What do
areas
these
ahead
do?
by
Wait, what a gift.
prescribed burn.
Well, I'm not gonna fucking speed running it now, boys.
When setting a prescribed fire to help reduce wildfire destruction, forest rangers must carefully consider a
gonna
number of
happen with this
factors,
screen?
like how fast the wind is blowing and from which direction, what the temperature
Yeah.
is outside, how humid it is,
Oh, this
the
is,
kinds
I
of
thought
fuel
this
in
was
the
gonna turn
area,
into a game.
the
It's
moisture
just a different
content of the
formatted
fuels, and the
whatever.
personnel and equipment needed to manage the
wow.
prescribed fire. A prescribed fire works like this.
Going all out with these
First,
fucking cool
forest
parts.
rangers try to find an existing fire break, such as a road
was
or
someone
creek.
commissioned
This
to
fire
make
break
art
will prevent the
for
fire
this
from
game?
spreading. From this fire
I guess
break,
they
forest
had to
rangers
be.
then start a backing fire. The backing
Backing
fire is
fire.
set so that the fire will be moving slowly and steadily against the wind.
Ah.
Setting the backing fire against the wind keeps the backing fire from spreading too quickly. As the backing fire spreads, it creates what is called the black
You know,
line. The black line
Despite
serves
this
as
thing
another
is
fire
directed
break.
to children,
The
I
black
am
line is the fire
actually
break for
learning
small
things.
fires called
Jesus
spot head
Christ,
fires.
it's staring a hole in the
Forest
universe.
rangers set spot head fires one after another in a line, leaving some space between each fire. The spot head fires are set so that they move with the wind and move more quickly than the backing fire. The spot head fires will eventually spread out, join together, and move toward the black line. The spot head fires will stop at the black line because the backing fire has used up the fire's fuel.
So poorly drawn.
Meanwhile, firefighters patrol the
trees are
border
just
of the
floating in the
prescribed
void.
burn with hand tools
Oh.
and other equipment to ensure
Yeah.
that the fire does not spread.
He's just
Click
got
next
a
to go back
fucking-
to the patrol area.
whatever. So what?
You're now in the cockpit
Oh,
of
no,
a plane
I
flying over the
started
forest.
this again. Well,
From here, you
why
can
is it
learn more about how
inverted?
to prevent
Also,
disastrous
why is the
wildfires.
cockpit
Click and drag on the steering wheels to turn the
Oh,
plane in the direction you
wow.
want to go.
fucking turn
Use your
this
mouse to
thing,
seek out
handles like
areas in
you
the
would
forest that may
fucking
need your
leave.
attention.
The
You'll know
steering
you have
wheel
found one of the
goes
5 active
upside
spots in
down.
the forest,
Hold
and you
on.
see a title appear
Oh,
in the
it takes
cockpit's
center.
information panel. Click on that spot to take a closer look and learn more.
Oh god. Alright, let's see how far I can get this to go. Ugh. Oh, there we go. Man, that eagle. Alright, now how do is there a way for me to just... I don't want to go to all my references again. That's the last thing that I would want. Outdoor fire safety. Home wildfire. Well, let's go to outdoor
At this
fire
campground, people will soon be building
Ooh.
campfires for warmth
Man, I
and for
really
toasting
missed the
marshmallows.
fast forward button.
It is
I
important to
only
know about
recently
outdoor fire
discovered it.
safety
Now
so
I'm
that it
sad.
remains a good fire.
It
Build
has to
campfires and
stay a
other
good
outdoor
fire.
fires away from
like
overhanging
the good
branches,
fire and
rotten
bad
stumps,
fire are
logs,
like
dry grass, and
capital
leaves.
letter
Pile any
terms
extra wood away from the
in
fire.
fucking JRPG
Keep plenty of
that
water
is
handy and have a
Alabama
shovel for
wildfire
throwing dirt
prevention.
on the fire when you put it out or if it gets out of control.
Mm.
Scrape away
Oh,
dead
wait,
leaves and
I'm
branches
actually-
and any
am I
burnable
actually gonna
material
do
within a
stuff?
10-foot diameter
I
circle.
don't think I
This will
am.
keep a small fire from
But
spreading.
That's the same water
Never
bucket
leave
that
a fire
I was able to
unattended.
interact with earlier.
Even a
I
small
hope I'm
breeze
able
could
to
quickly
interact with
cause
it
what was
again.
once a good fire to escape
Click, click,
and
click,
become
click,
a
click.
wildfire.
Okay, well,
When you want to put out the fire, first put water on the fire,
Well, you
then
took it away
dirt,
from me.
then stir the area, and then apply more dirt.
already learned
Drown the
this.
fire with water.
You
Make
bitch.
sure all embers, coals, and sticks are
You
very wet.
dirty,
Stir,
dirty
add more
whore.
water, and stir again until all the material
This
has
lady's
cooled.
probably alive. I
Make
feel
sure
bad.
that no roots are burning. Do not bury
I'd
your
feel less
coals.
bad if
They
this
can
game was
smolder and
made in,
begin
like,
to burn
1980
again.
and the lady was
Even good
probably
fires
dead.
like campfires can turn bad quickly.
I don't know why she
Remember,
would be dead
Smokey's
if
friends
this
don't
game
play
got-
with matches
Jesus.
or fire. Click Next to go back to the patrol.
Yeah, fucking. It's just fucking. Oh,
This is a
why?
wildfire.
Why?
Most wildfires
This
occur
raccoon
under
is not
dry
very
and
good at
windy
fire
conditions.
safety.
Dry conditions
Just
make it
gonna
easier.
Take some liberties here. Dry conditions make it easier for fire to occur. Yeah, thanks. Just gotta. Why does it sound like this? Why does it crackle so harshly?
Firefighters must
Oh, it's 'cause
arrive at the
actual
scene as quickly
recording
and
is
as safely as
crackling.
possible. Immediately determine if they need more
This was
equipment
made
to
in
fight the fire,
2003. Like,
such
we
as a
should have had
helicopter that
decent
can dump
enough audio
water
that
onto
it
the
didn't
fire.
fucking crackle. Oh man, this is comedy poison. Got the home man.
In foresters,
Yep,
almost
I learned.
all ecosystems need
Oh.
fire to remain
This
healthy.
one's got extra steps.
Excluding fire from these ecosystems can result in severe...
Just gonna...
As you know, some ecosystems require
Yep.
fire to... Let's see what you've learned about
What have
fire
I
in
learned?
ecosystems.
Ask
True
me.
or false? Prescribed burning is a good forest
Yup,
management. The
fucking-
answer is true.
The answer
Prescribed burning is a good
true.
forest management tool.
I'm a fire
True or false?
prodigy.
Prescribed burns reduce the amount of fuel available for a wildfire.
Yeah, that sounds
The answer
right.
is true. Prescribed burns reduce the
didn't
amount of
light
fuel
up that
available
sign.
for a
Oh, now it's
wildfire.
lighting
The
up.
answer is
The
true.
answer's true.
Prescribed burns reduce the amount of
Yeah,
fuel
this
available for a
thing.
wildfire.
Man, I could have
True
made
or
this
false?
when I was
Prescribed
in fucking
burns
middle
are good for
school
ecosystems.
Does Scratch still exist? Or do people still use Scratch to teach children how to make video games badly? And I hope it is. Good for the ecosystem. Didn't we already... Was that not question one? Well,
The
it's
answer is true. Prescribed burns are good for ecosystems.
Really just fucking varying it up
Now,
here.
click Next to go back to the patrol aircraft.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking... Yep. But wildlife... I assumed the eagle was just there to... I assumed that the bird was just there to signify scale.
We have beautiful forests,
you, raccoon.
and a great
What?
variety
Why
of
is turtle,
wildlife live
robin?
there. Destructive wildfires can be
Okay,
devastating
interesting.
to
That was-
forest
I can't tell if that was
ecosystems.
hummingbird or
Using
robin.
prescribed
The
fires
scale's
can
so
help
fucked
reduce
up.
the impact of
Why
wildfire
is
on
this
ecosystems.
raccoon so large?
Prescribed fires also help renew...
Horse, cow, yeah, horses, all the horses that die every year in wildfires. They probably do. That's probably not funny. But, you know, all the wild horses in America. There's probably some. And some of this is extremely, like, bad stock footage. Some of these
Click
are
next to
still
go back to the
fucking
patrol
images
aircraft.
that they just zoomed out on. Alright, well, that was boring. Outdoor fire safety. Did that, now let's do some home wildfire
It's
safety.
important for people who live in or on the
Fucking
edge of
answer
forests
your mail.
to
What the
defend their
fuck does
homes
it
from the
even say?
possibility of a
How the fuck?
wildfire. Wildfires are
Fence,
natural
raccoon,
disasters. We occasionally have severe
tall,
storms and other natural disasters.
Acre.
We take precautions to keep ourselves safe
X.
and
I
minimize the
don't
damage
fucking-
caused by these natural
fucking get your
disasters.
mail out so I
We
can
must
fucking read
also
it. 1,
take
2,
similar
3 Wood
precautions to keep
Street,
ourselves
really?
safe from
If
wildfires.
your mailbox is that
Some
close
homes
to
are
the
at
house,
greater
I
risk
don't
from
think you need to
wildfires
put it
than
on
others.
both.
A house or apartment.
But now that I'm out of comical things to say about the screen,
To
let's...
reduce the risk of damage from a wildfire,
oh, is
people
there a
with
video
homes
game
in
here?
or near
Please.
forests can take precautions to make their homes firewise. Help this home become
man.
firewise by finding 11 things to change.
Firewise.
Move your cursor over the picture
I think I
until a
had
section is
D&D
highlighted.
character
Then
named
click to make it more
fucking
firewise.
Professor Firewise at one point. No, it was Professor Fangwise. Yeah. Vahafa the Raza, the lizard of many titles, I recall now. Well, I don't know how making things fun and negative is going to help me. This individual tree.
Trim tree branches so they do not touch the
Oh,
roof of
it's
your
just a
home,
fucking-
and so they are at
I
least 10
see.
feet from the ground.
But I get to
And
see
don't
a
let debris
raccoon
gather
jump
under
up with a
trees.
fucking
If
Russian
the debris
score
catches
sign every
fire, the
time.
tree might catch fire too.
Russian score sign.
Keep leaves, dead limbs, pine needles, and other debris from collecting on your roof or around the sides of your home.
In other words, have your house not look like shit.
When re-roofing a home, avoid wood shake and wood shingle roofs. They can catch fire more
I mean-
easily from the ashes or embers of a wildfire.
I mean, if you live out in the middle of the woods, sure.
Clear a 30-foot safety zone called a defensible space around your
Who's
home so there is
building
little fuel for a
homes?
fire.
Like, what the fuck? What kid is building homes in the middle of the woods to the point where they need to, like, establish that weird perimeter?
Stack firewood away from your home.
Yep. I mean, that's accurate.
Mow your grass often and keep it no higher than 2 to 3
there's
inches
the
in your
firewood again.
30-foot defensible space. For landscape, make sure your address is visible from the street so
Hey, how
fire
does
trucks
that
and
help?
emergency vehicles can find your home easily.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, actually, that's pretty good advice, actually. Advice I wouldn't have thought of.
Keep tools available for help in fighting a fire, including a
Yep.
rake, shovel, bucket, hose, and ladder.
Wait, how does a rake and a ladder help? Well, I guess a rake you can shovel the dirt, but how the fuck is a ladder useful?
Observe proper procedures and local laws for burning debris.
Yeah, don't set trash fires. Did I do anything? Usually it tells me when I'm done. Alright. And we advance. We have. Suppose it's time to go back. Alright. Forestry office.
This is an
that's
office
what this
operated
is.
by...
Right, man. Well, in terms of generic music, 0 out of 10, because there's only one fucking track. It's the same one that plays on the menu screen, and it's not going to loop on this screen either. In terms of art style, I'm going to say that this raccoon, while very humorous, is very shitty, and there's very little art involved, and most of the clip art is actually very small and hard to see. In terms of there was fucking multiple questions somewhere in the fucking... If I open up the box, I will see a screen that had multiple answered questions and multiple choice questions, and that just never showed up, and I not sure what to do about that. Overall, I think this is a pretty mediocre experience, and I think that it's a hilarious thing that I found. I guess that's the end of the video. Goodbye.